Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How is everybody? It's basically clear here in the eastern slope today. A couple little clouds out there to the west. A couple out to the east, actually. But it's really nice. It's really nice. I've been up and about for a long time. I've been to the gym early. Worked out for 3 hours today. Yay. You know, getting back in. They just opened gyms up in the eastern slope, here on the eastern slope in Colorado this week. So Monday was our first day back. What is today? Thursday? So that's 4 days. I've only been in the gym for 4 days. And I did a 3 hour today. I got a new idea. This is kind of cool. I decided to shower every hour and then go back out and work another hour, then take a shower, and then go back out and work another hour. I don't know. Kind of sounded cool. But that was my theory today. I just did legs and abs today. I did 300 crunches and, you know, all the leg presses, 300. I did 300 on everything. And then when I came back the last time after I was done and kind of dressed up to go, I did dumbbells. I'm addicted to dumbbells and bench. So I did a couple hundred dumbbells. But I'm just at low weight right now. You know, I'm not up to 315 yet, but maybe in another week, I don't know, maybe a little longer than a week, I might get back up there. We'll try maxing out on Sunday and just seeing what we come up with. I have no idea what we'll end up at, but so anyway, I'm real happy about that. And there's nobody in the gym because they still think everything's shut down and locked up, right? So I have my red Solo cup, green tea. This is green tea that looks like Pepsi with ice. Okay? I'm sure it's absolutely not green tea. But anyway, so feeling pretty good. Getting up in the morning, not really depressed like I had been there for a while. I was kind of getting cabin fever with staying in for so long. But as I was saying, nobody's really in the gym. There's one guy that has come the last couple days, and there's two guys that came Monday, Tuesday. It's kind of interesting. One of them had a triple bypass some years back and is looking good and doing fine. The other one they're both addicts, older people, like close to 80. And they're really in good shape, better shape than the younger kids are, actually. But, you know, they take the program kind of serious. They're there all the time. And it's good to see them back. But otherwise, I've got the whole gym to myself. Most days, not of the four, most days, half of the time I'm there by myself. So I feel real good about that. I feel good about that. So, kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, our personalities and how we get to be who we are. We've been sort of conversing about that in between all the ranting that goes on with the riots and the protesters and all of that stuff. Last night I did a deal on my podcast. I did my podcast at 10:30 at night, and I got going on pretty good there for a while, and I listened to it, and it was actually very, very good. I wasn't. I did a good job, even though I got my point across, and of course my point is contrary to a lot of people. I'm pretty conservative, and I'm not real liberal, and I don't know. I guess I sort of see things the way they used to be, right? Or I've just gotten old and kind of mellowed out or something. I'm not real sure. I read this morning early on the internet, and boy, oh boy, there's a lot of angry people. We've been talking about angry people for, I don't know, a half a year now. And everybody seems to be on this side or that side of whatever the conversation or discussion happens to be. Nobody's in the middle. Nobody wants to listen to this side and listen to that side and then find a compromise in the middle. It just doesn't exist. It does not exist. I've searched high and low. And you might get one lady that's a liberal, progressive, who wants to please the whole world, and she wants to listen to this side and that side and those people over there who don't even want to discuss anything. So it's kind of funny, but people are pretty radicalized right now. I wonder if this would do better if I put it up like that. Not really, huh? No, I guess not. So, anyway, I'm in my truck. There's a lot of activity up by my trailer. There's a lot of comings and goings and stuff like that. So, it's probably best to just do this in my truck. And I like it better. I find places that I know of that are quiet, and for the most part, I don't think anybody's going to come up and pound on my window or anything, but it works out a lot better. So, wanted to talk a little bit more about personalities. And the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about subconscious, which, we've covered that one until we've made it a new topic, but your subconscious and your dreams and reprogramming. Old stuff, but it kind of fits right now where it's okay to bring it back up. And here's I did a little bit of research last night, not a whole lot, but I did a little bit. And again, I used this in my practice for 43 years when I worked with people and their subconscious and interpreting dreams and, what are dreams exactly, other than, it's your subconscious, and it's your subconscious just processing the day's events, that occurred. That's number one. And again, your belief systems and where they come out in your dreams. Everybody kind of knows that one. And number three, the conflict that happens between, what you were programmed at and what you're currently believing, and how that's in conflict with each other, and it causes a lot of turmoil in a person's life. But your subconscious is kind of interesting because it's not yours. You understand? Maybe if I sat up a little bit taller, that would help this out a little bit. Oh, I know what I did. let me fix this, you guys, before I go on yakking. But I remember what I did. I put this behind it. Yeah, see that? Yeah. Years and years of practice here. Anyway, so it's really not even your belief system. It's, your subconscious is your belief system, and it was given to you and became a program, and that's your perception of life and how life goes. Just simple stuff. You guys understand that stuff so well, it's ridiculous. But so as we get older, we either agree to that stuff, and that's the way our life continues, for the better or for the worse, based on what our beliefs that we were given that became our program, right? I was talking to these two guys I was mentioning earlier, and the one had a triple bypass. He's 78, and I believe he had it, I don't know, within the last 8 years. It just got dark, didn't it, you guys? I don't know what happened there. But, so he just kept going on with it's genetic, it's genetic, it's genetic, it's genes, genes, genes. And of course, I wasn't going to tell him anything differently. I mean, he's 78. He's past it. He's progressed. He's doing really well. I listened to him talk, and he's very, very positive, and he understands that his thoughts control whether he gets more disease or not, or gets healthier and stronger all the time. So, I don't know why it got darker. It was kind of interesting, and I was talking to the other guy, who's obviously got his issues that he went through, more on the black tar issue coming out of Nam, and physical things that happened as a result of that. And he's of the same nature, I guess in his family there were other people that struggled with addiction. And of course he thinks, that has to do with genetics as well. And of course, has nothing to do with genetics, as you all know. There's one or two people out there that I know are listening, of my 6 people that follow me. But it's still fun. I still have a good time doing it. And they might still believe that it's genetics, right? And that's how disease happens. And disease has nothing to do with that. There, other than diabetes 1 and sickle cell, are the only 2 diseases that are genetic. I don't know why this thing is darkening up. And other than that, it's your program. If you believe, based on what the adults gave you when you were growing up, that you have crosshairs on your head and you're going to be an addictive person as you get older, based on your whole family has been addicted, if you believe that, that's going to upregulate disease, right? And if you don't believe that, there isn't anything that would be a reason for you to become an addict. You can't. It's not genetic. And as I always say, they don't even teach genetics in med school anymore, other than for particular little pocket of stuff. So personalities are formed early on, before the age of 7, right? And I remember a long time ago I used to learn that, your personality is something that is written in stone. And once your personality is developed, when you're a little person, that's the same personality that you have when you're 60, 70, 80, 90, whatever, it doesn't matter. And think about that. Think about that. This is your subconscious, where the personality is, where the traits are, where all that stuff happens to be. This is the stuff that you were programmed with at an early age. This is the stuff that you dream about. No matter what you're dreaming about, it's in that personality. You're not a different person. You don't have a different personality in your dream than you do in real life. Does that make sense? So when you're trying to, you get to the point where, you have conflict, your new belief systems are in conflict with your old belief systems, it's time to change your personality, right? That's another way of saying that. Well, there are people that say that if you just have repetition, and that's very, very true, you can alter your personality or your subconscious from the program that you originally had. There's other people that are out there that say if you use subliminal messaging, when you go to bed or get ready to go to bed, play it in your headphones or whatever at night, that has a tendency to change your personality, which changes your subconscious, which changes your belief system, which, again, you're trying to get away from up-regulating disease. That's kind of a key point. There's a lot of people that are in the business that want to reprogram you so that your subconscious changes and you now have a different program playing in your head. But what they neglect to talk about, which is just mind-boggling to me, is that by changing your personality, you change your behavior, how you think, act, and feel. Now, Dr. Joe is exquisite with his presentation because he talks just in science. He just gives you the stuff in science. And it's like, oh, okay, I get that. And then there's the people that get off into, all they want to do is try to sell their program or something for changing your subconscious. But they forget to tell you, why are you doing that? Why do you want to change your personality? Dr. Joe, it's very clear. You have to become another person, so to speak, right? If you continue acting on how you think, act, and feel, you're going to be in conflict. You're not going to have heart-brain congruence, coherence. You're going to be... things are not going to be aligned correctly, so therefore when you go out of your house every day, that's what you're taking with you. Not necessarily for the better of other people, right? For the greater good. Not necessarily. If you're leaving your house without gratitude, these are just ways to change your personality, right? If you're leaving your house without the the gratitude and the thankfulness and, good gosh, all the reasons for being here. You're going out with that old how you think, act, and feel. All right. That's just a little tidbit. You guys could probably write books on that, but I'm not really wanting to go down that path. Here's my point that I'm trying to make this morning. All of these people out there that are, we'll just call them protesting, okay? They're protesting. They want something better for them. They feel they were treated unfairly or have been treated unfairly. They got a whole bunch of beliefs when they were small, watching adults model how they, think, act, and feel to them. And they took that into their adult lives, and that's all they had. That's the only program they had. That's the matrix for them. They're stuck in that. They don't know anything different. They're not out there opening a book to get educated about how they can change, because they believe that the way they're acting is the way they're supposed to be acting. This is how mom did it. This is how dad did it. My aunts and uncles, my blah, blah, blah family, the adults in my neighborhood. This is how they all did it. They and this is bad. They may not have gotten the same educational background to enlighten them that they have a choice and they can change. And if they continue with how they think, act, and feel, their personality, their belief system, their subconscious, nothing is going to change. And when an event occurs, like recently, they're going to jump on the bandwagon because they believe they're supposed to jump on the bandwagon. They believe they've been mistreated. Everything has been wrong for them. And now's the time we're going to make this right. And we're going to stuff this down your throat. We're going to continue to riot until we get justice, is what they're saying, right? That's pretty screwed up. It's pretty screwed up. I offer, and I just offer. I have no demands. I don't have any magic wand or anything, but it's just a suggestion that maybe the direction we need to go with the communication. I do hear them saying we need more dialogue and communication. Absolutely. But we need to put some education into that. We need to do something to empower. My first book, I've written 5 books, right? I don't talk about the books that I wrote and had published, but I've got 5. I've got 2 I'm working on now, which would be 6 and 7. But it's like, some people on these YouTube things, they talk about it every single time, the book or books they wrote or did something with, I don't know. But if we could have a dialogue that could empower these people. Empower. Empower. My first book was about empowerment. All of a sudden, the forward light goes on in their head, and they come to the realization that maybe I have more power than I realize. And it's not in the form of lighting up that store or looting that store. It's not in light of killing that person, ambushing those cops, getting rid of the police force entirely so that we can run rampant and rape and pillage everything. It's a lack of empowerment in the healthiest sense. I thought I had a crazy thought, and I don't know, I don't have enough money to do it, but I thought it would be kind of cool. I thought of going down to Texas. I don't know. I like the golf. I just thought it would be a place where, things are stretched out all over the place down there. And there's a lot of wonderful people down in Texas. But I'm wondering if a guy just drove around from community to community and I don't know, passed out my book on empowerment that talks about the subconscious and talks about your personality and talks about how you don't have to be in conflict with your life. And how your dreams are not going to be about toasting that building, but they might have more to do with, I don't know, love and joy. The opposite people are not against you. If you don't believe those people on that side over there are not against you, if you don't believe that, understand, when you were small, that's what you were taught. That's the belief system you got. That's the perception you walked away with. What if you didn't have that? If you didn't have it, would it be necessary to demand that we knock down this statue and that statue and this statue, that represented America? White, black, pink, purple, I don't care. You wouldn't go there in your head. You wouldn't go there in your fantasy. You wouldn't go there in your dreams. You wouldn't go there to get even. You're not owed anything other than the love and respect we give each other. I thought I'd love to have the money to go down and drive around and pass out my book in little communities and maybe have a little workshop, town hall meeting. I'm not running for anything. I have no interest in that. But for the greater good. So obviously I get talking and it doesn't seem like I shut up, but I'm wondering if those of you that are listening, maybe the 6, who knows, maybe there's a 7 and an 8 that just aren't signed in anywhere to be seen. But what if What if? What if instead of trying to be angry back, right? Draw the line in the sand. You guys have done this and that's bad. You've crossed over and now we're going to have to blah, 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 blah. Instead of everybody throwing stones back and forth, what if you went out today, tomorrow, the next week, the next month, for the greater good? And it was your intention to empower the people you think need empowerment. Excuse me. We're not talking physical, damage and violence and crime and all that. We're not talking empowerment like that. We're talking about insight, education, enlightenment, empowerment to people. Think about that. I ask people to contact me every day, and again, nobody ever contacts me, but then if I only have 6 people, I can't expect those 6 people to answer or respond back. But if you get a chance, and if you sort of like what you hear, if you do, share it. Will you share it? Subscribe to my channel, which is just John Zager Thoughts and Travels. And follow. I don't know. I sure would like to have a bigger audience. I'm not. I think I do a good job. I think the content is good. I think my style is my style. If you don't like it, you don't like it. This thing is getting darker and darker. I'm beginning to wonder if what's going on. But anyway, so everybody have a good day. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.